Hey everybody, this is Mr. Caywood. We're going to talk about a way that we can organize data using pictures, and that's by using a picture graph. Okay, so I chose something to organize, and I had Calvin pick out 12 of his favorite cars. Okay, and Calvin's been sitting here playing with his cars, and we're going to count and organize his cars first by tallies, and then we're going to create a picture graph. And you'll see what a picture graph is when we start to build it. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to have Calvin do is I am going to have him count all of his blue cars, and then I'm going to make a tally mark with my blue marker. So Calvin, I want you to take all your blue cars and put them in their own pile. Ready? Okay. Count with me. 1, 2, that's red, that doesn't count. 3. So do we have any more blue cars right here? Do we have any more blue?
Yes.
Where are all the blue cars?
Here's this blue car.
What color is that car?
Blue?
No, that's green, buddy. So we have 3 blue cars. So I'm going to make 3 tally marks here. 1, 2, 3. Now, Calvin, I guess he wants to count his green cars. We're going to put those in another pile. We'll just count our green cars. Ready? 1, 2. No more green cars. So I'm going to take my green marker and in my green section, make 2 green tally marks. Next. What should we count next? Red, orange, or white?
This.
Red. So we're going to count our red cars and put them in a pile. Ready? 1, 2. And there's no more red cars, so we'll put 2 tally marks in red.
No, we need one.
Now what are we going to count?
Orange.
Okay, count your orange cars and put them in a pile.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Good job, buddy. So he counted 4 orange.
Now,
And then we'll put those there. And then how many white cars do we have, Calvin?
1.
1. And since we don't have a white marker, we're just going to use a black marker for that. So we have 1 white Hot Wheel car. So now we're going to take our information here, we're going to make it into a picture graph. When you make a graph, you have to start out with labels. Okay? So I'm going to make a big square for my graph. And my graph needs a title. What were we counting just now, Calvin? All of your what?
Oh, my Hot Wheel car.
Okay, so I'm going to call this Calvin's Hot Wheels cars. Then, just like over here, I'm going to make rows that go across. The picture graphs usually go across like this. So I'm going to make just as many rows. So what I did was I created an area to graph, and each car, this is my key down here, each car picture equals 1 car that I counted in my graph. So I'm going to take all my information from my tally chart and move it over here. If I didn't have my tally chart, I could even just use the cars that I have laid out here, my data that I collected here, to make my picture chart. Okay? So another thing I want you to see is I have my title, and I also have over here is a label. This label tells me that these are the colors of all of Calvin's Hot Wheels cars. So based on my tally chart, this is how many cars I'm going to draw in the blue section. 1, 2, 3. So what I'll do is, just like the one that's here, as you can see, my drawings aren't perfect. I'm just going to draw 3 blue cars. Or 3 cars. They don't have to be blue because they're in the blue section. They don't even need a label. A couple of them look like dump trucks, and that's okay. Now I look and I see I need 2 red cars. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 orange. Your pictures don't have to be perfect. Mine definitely aren't. I need 2 greens. Uh-oh, I goofed on my chart. I accidentally put 2 in a race, but I'll just mark that out. and write white here, because I already did my reds. Mistake. So I have one white car. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3 blues, 1, 2 reds, 1, 2, 3, 4 orange, 1, 2 greens, and 1 white. And that's how I organize my data in a picture graph. So sometimes I'll give you questions. Okay, which color had the most? So what color of car did Calvin have the most up here on the table? I can use my tally chart, but right now we're talking about picture graph. So I'm looking for the row that has the largest number, the most cars in it. I see that that is actually orange. So right here on the line, I'll just write orange. Next, which color had the fewest? If I look here, fewest means the smallest number, the least amount, okay? So I have 3 blues, 2 reds, 4 oranges, not that, 2 greens, only 1 white. So I know that white is going to be the fewest because it only had 1.
I go.
Then I have how many cars were there in all. When I use the word in all, that means that I have to add them. Am I adding just a couple columns? How many cars? It didn't say blue and red, it says cars. So I'm thinking of all of them in all. So I can count tallies, I can count the pictures in my graph. So let me just use my graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cars in all. So that's my example of a picture graph. You guys will have an activity that you'll find on Shobi or Seesaw that you do for math today, and it'll look a lot like this picture graph that I made, but it'll use flowers, trees, and seeds. So go ahead and take a look at that, and hopefully this video helps you a little bit.